What's going on, everybody out there? Chris and Mike here, back again with another episode of the Weekly Comic Reads. Mike's here for the new format finally, and I know a lot of you are saying, Chris, this is a day late. You said if anything was ever late, you were just going to skip it for the week. 3 reasons why we're doing this on Thursday. Reason number 1, we did start this. We got everything prepared for the Weekly Comic Reads for this week, and then things got a bit hectic yesterday. And we decided we'll just move it to Thursday because reason 2, most anticipated, is not going to be happening. We decided to cancel that series before even starting it. I'm working on a different type of series. Really fun. Don't want to talk about it yet because I'm still working out the ideas behind it. I talked about this a little bit this past Monday on Dark Avenger Live, where I felt like, and I still feel like, most anticipated and the weekly comic reads are a bit too repetitive for one another. So instead of doing that for the channel, I'm going to do something completely different. That unfortunately means this day, Thursday, is in the works. So if we miss one day and we really want to do the weekly comic reads, for now, we will do it between Wednesday and Thursday. Once that new series starts, once I announce it and we get it started, that's when weekly comic reads will be Wednesday or no day. But also reason 3, I mean, I run the channel and I'm the boss, and I went to my boss and my boss said you can do it, so we're doing it. So we're gonna start. We have 26 books between the two of us that we read this week, and again, they're gonna be in alphabetical order, and all the covers are going to be right here where you see my hand as we talk about each and every one of them. So let's get started with Absolute Carnage, Miles Morales, issue number 2. I wasn't blown away with issue number 3, but I want to give issue number 2 a shot. Issue number 1 kind of was a bit... There was definitely no communication between the people doing Miles Morales and the Absolute Carnage series with Donny Cates, because 2 different things happened in the same situation for both books. And that definitely took away, I feel, from the Miles Morales book. However, I'm going to give issue 2 a try. I'm going to give it a chance. It's only a 3-issue miniseries, and I already am reading everything from Absolute Carnage, so I'm going to read Miles Morales. Next, Action Comics 1015, because while I am not a huge fan of Brian Michael Bendis' Superman right now, that is the book that I've never dropped. I am considering it again, and like I've said many, many times, if I drop Superman physically again, I will not be picking it up physically ever again. But I am still reading it regardless, whether it be physically or digitally. Naomi guest stars in this issue. We'll see where it goes, but I haven't truly enjoyed a Superman book, whether it be Action or Superman, in a very, very long time. Next, we have Amazing Spider-Man issue number 30. They made it to issue 30, Michael.
Yeah, that's actually a really, really big issue. Issue number 30. And please excuse my voice. I may have a little bit of laryngitis.
I forgot to mention that.
20 kids and all that stuff. But anyway, so Amazing Spider-Man reaching it to 30 issues is really a big thing.
And it starts the connection with Absolute Carnage.
And yes, and seeing that, or that picture of the Carnage is like really amazing, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how the story is going to be, as well as how it's going to relate to the Carnage series.
And one thing I like with Amazing Spider-Man is we're literally going to be going from it being connected to Absolute Carnage to it being connected to the 2099 event that's going to be coming in November.
So wait, if this is connected to how the other Venom's going to be in it?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's going to be something.
Definitely. Moving on, Angel, issue number 4. I am a little bit behind with Angel, but I am reading Angel, so I definitely wanted to throw it out there. Boom Studios is doing an interesting job with the Angel Buffy franchise. Nothing will ever top, in my heart, Dark Horse, but I really feel like Boom Studios is making a really close runner-up, or not runner-up, how would I put it? I feel like I am enjoying it. I'm still enjoying it. I love where Dark Horse went with Buffy, except the last season of Buffy and Angel. So I feel like Boom Studios is taking it. They're starting over again. Obviously, we're going all the way back to the beginning a bit. But at the same time, I feel like we're getting something great. But we'll always have the original Buffy and Angel in our hearts. But I am enjoying Angel. Batman White Knight, issue number 3. I made a mistake on the haul video, actually, and I mentioned issue 2 as issue number 1. I've been on the fence with White Knight. It's interesting as a follow-up to Batman. It's a bit weak of a start. I feel like things might pick up as we go forward, but Batman Superman issue number 2, we have the Shazam that laughs. Billy Batson, Laughing Shazam versus Batman and Superman. And if you all remember the original Superman Batman back in the early 2000s, Public Enemy had Superman fighting Shazam as well. So it's cool to see that this series brings Shazam back in for this first story arc.
Didn't he also face him in Justice League Unlimited episode?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy to see where this is going. I'm interested in seeing where this Shazam goes, because this is not the Billy Batson from the main DC universe. This is from the Darkverse. So I'm interested in seeing where this story goes. And Michael, you're going to be happy because Bloodshot issue number 1.
Yeah, and so I'm actually really looking forward to reading it. It's just that I'm looking at the cover. It looks a little different, sort of. Like a little sketchy, kind of. I hope the inside, because it never says judge a book by its cover.
Right.
So maybe the artwork in the comic book.
There are many covers. The cover you're seeing is, I think, cover A.
All right. Well, then there's probably other covers. But anyway, I am looking forward to seeing where Bloodshot is going to be and what their story is going to be talking about, because this is where. Probably mostly where bigger things even happen.
You haven't had a Valiant book in a while because Exo ended and then Bloodshot ended right after.
Well, Bloodshot we haven't seen, I think, in half a year, I believe.
So there you go.
I mean, it feels like half a year.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then we have Books of Magic, issue number 12. I've been loving this from the Sandman universe, DC Vertigo, and eventually just going to be called DC because DC is kind of merging all of their imprints into one. I've been enjoying Books of Magic. Last issue, the mom showed up out of nowhere, and I really truly think that Tim is starting to question his mother and why why all of a sudden she's come back. I think this issue, especially with the cover alone, it shows that maybe there's going to be a back and forth, or maybe it wasn't his mother, maybe it's somebody pretending, who knows. But I'm interested in seeing where this mother's return goes. Now we're going into Detective Comics 1012. Already 12 issues into 1000. Isn't that crazy? And we're starting the Year of the Villain crossover. Mr. Freeze is back in town, and I believe Lex Luthor gives him something for his wife so that they can bring his wife back. And, of course, the price is to fight Batman, and I think he gives him something in order to beat Batman. We got to see. I feel bad for Batman. In the Batman book, Bane's taken over Gotham, and in the Detective Comics book, we got Mr. Freeze now taking over. It's kind of sad. All the heroes are getting their butts kicked for the next 12 months in DC Comics, but I'm looking forward to seeing this back and forth with Mr. Freeze and Batman and where Mr. Freeze's wife fits into all of this. Dial H for Hero, issue number 7, now going beyond the numbers of where it was supposed to end, because Dial H for Hero was supposed to end in a mini, which is 6 issues. It's now a maxi going to 12. And I love the cover. I'm really interested. They're in Metropolis now in this issue. I'm interested in seeing where this story takes us and where we're going next, because all of these are added on now. Where the issue was supposed to end at the 6th, now we're going on for another 6. I'm really interested in seeing what they add on with the story with the next 6 issues. Ghost Spider, issue number 2. Gwen is now officially in the 616 universe. Nobody knows that she's Spider-Gwen, or they're calling her Ghost Spider now completely. So she's going to school. We saw the Jackal in the last issue, both in her universe and in the 616 universe. And it looks like they're both going to be going after Gwen in both universes. So it's going to be an interesting. Why
series. They change the name from Spider-Gwen to Ghost Spider?
They slowly did it. First it was just Spider-Gwen period, then it was Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider, now it's just plain Ghost Spider.
So if anybody ever wanted to cosplay that hero, what they call themselves?
Ghost Spider.
That's messed up.
Well, it's also to protect our identity now that they call her Ghost Spider. It came from the movie, so they're just letting it ride now.
Alright, Ghost Spider it is.
Going into DC Black Label, Harleen, issue number 1 of 3. I'm really interested in seeing this book. It's a prequel. It's what sent Harley Quinn over the edge and Harleen over the edge and turned her into the Harley Quinn we all know and love today. And it's a retelling of it a bit because this is Black Label. And the art in the book, if you've seen the preview pages, looks amazing. I'm really excited to get my hands on this book and read it. I did pick up the first issue physically. Second issue I left up in the air to see if I actually like the first issue in general. But I'm looking forward to getting my hands on this book and reading it. It's a big read. I will say that it's a bit of a hefty read this week. Next we have Marvel Presents issue number 9, continuing the story of Wolverine's other child. Wolverine has a lot of kids. I am actually an issue behind, so I can't really talk on this book that much, but I am enjoying Marvel Presents.
What is that now? 3 children he has?
Dawkins.
Dawkins.
X-23 is his clone / daughter.
And now this one.
And X-23 has Gabby, who's a clone of her, who's a clone of Wolverine. And now, yes, you have this, I forgot her name, but you have, yeah. Mm-hmm. Wonderful, isn't it?
Very sharp and wonderful.
2 daughters and 1 son. Next to another son. Oh, and don't forget the Ultimate Universe. James is somewhere out there.
Those claws, I'll tell you.
They get him into so much trouble. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue number 45, continuing forward with Necessary Evil. Really looking forward to this issue now. It's going to have more of the Omega Rangers, and we're going back to the original 6, the other 6 Rangers, dealing with a villain that originally wasn't there. So again, the time stream is still pretty messed up, and they're trying to make sure that time and everything continues according to plan. And you notice that all of these villains that they're imprisoning are, you know, problems or enemies to the grid, to the timeline. And I'm interested in seeing if this plays out in a way where, I don't know where it's going. I don't want to assume too much, but I'm interested in seeing where this Omega Rangers goes. I wish we can get an Omega Rangers series, because it'd be cool to follow Jason, Trini, and Zach beyond this Mighty Morphin Power Ranger story arc and into, maybe they're going to continue into the future as Omega Rangers, because this was not part of the original Power Rangers universe. This is all being redone now through Boom Studios, and I love it. I love the Omega costumes even. I'd love to see the 3 of them remain Rangers like throughout. So let's talk about Powers of X issue number 5. We're almost through it, and I am literally clawing my way through. I'm glad that this is only a 6-issue mini on both ends, because it's getting difficult. I know you all, some of you are really loving it. It's getting difficult for me. I know we just did our advanced buys for the month of November, where we're getting X-Force and Marauders issue 2 and X-Men 2, and we're getting a lot of books that are coming out of X-Men after the Powers of X, or Powers of 10, I'm sorry, and House of X. I'm looking forward to what comes next, but man, it's rough getting through this book with the graphs and the everything else and the heavy dialogue, and it's insane. I'm not saying it's bad. I think it would read better in trade, and I actually did pre-order. I believe it comes out in December. It's the House of X and Powers of X book combined as a big book, and it reads, you know, literally it goes as the timeline has, like Powers of House of X, Powers of 10, House of X, Powers of 10, and then there's some extras thrown in. And it's actually, I believe it's an oversize. So maybe it'll read better that way. I'll tell you all what, I will do a book review of it maybe on the channel later on as an extras video when it comes out in December. Maybe Michael will read it too. I'm trying to get Michael to get into some more books, even if it's not for review purposes, just to read the books, because you never know. That's how I found out I liked a lot of the books I didn't know I would have liked. So maybe Michael will read it with me and we'll do a dual kind of deal. But the next book is yours, and that's Punisher Kill Crew issue number 3.
So we're in 3 issues. I do have to still say the goat thing is a little bit weird still, and some other parts, but for the most of it, his character is still the same. I'm looking forward to seeing what more is going to be thrown into the story, because I don't know, it seems like a month or so since I last read it, and it kind of, like, if I read issue 3, then I'll refresh my mind, like saying, oh, okay, now I remember what happened in issue 2, because sometimes when a book comes a month later, you can't actually remember what happened unless you read the issue saying, oh, so now I remember that happened last time. So I'll be looking forward to reading that.
So I actually got the variant cover for this. Red Hood Outlaw, issue number 38.
So I don't know if the team is trying to get back together because Bizarro and Arsenal are in some other universe doing their own thing of whatever it is. And then you have Red Hood going here, there. I don't know. The book is kind of going in many directions. And it's like a moderate pace that
So
it's
you're saying
going.
middle ground book for you so far.
Like in the middle. I mean,
Okay.
I'll just see what it's going to be about, for all that. And that's sake. And then we have
Red
that one.
Sonja, Vampirella, Betty, and Veronica, issue number 5.
Now this is actually a fun book that I actually
This
like.
one was it's issue number 5. Sorry.
Yeah. Now this is actually a fun book that I really enjoy reading with all the murder cases of what's going on at the school, or at the school and everything. And now they found the person, but the person can't be exposed to light because when the lights go on, he just goes poofing away. Well, they identify as a he, so he goes and poofs away. So maybe, and then also Vampirella was thrown in jail, and because she had to go into that blood bank, and we'll see what happens after that.
Now this book I'm only reading because I saw Mike Spiderslayer actually got it, and it interested me because usually his image picks we align a lot of the times. I know one book he recommended, he ended up dropping after the first issue, and I ended up staying on also. But this issue is called Safe Sex, or SFSX.
What?
Issue number 1. I don't know. I still have to read it, but the title interested me.
What is with these?
I don't know. Sex criminals.
And you get into the books.
I'm interested in seeing where this goes. I really am. So I'm going to try this book out. I'm going to try the first issue out. And if you see it's on my weekly reads next month, you'll know that I enjoyed it. I have no defense for that title. That's like me saying, and I do read Zombie Tramp and Vamp Blade, but I don't put it on here because obviously I'm super far behind on both of those books. But I do enjoy those as well. So Shazam issue 7. Oh my God, Shazam is finally out. It's been months delayed, and here we are, and I'm happy to see it, but I have to refresh my memory a little bit. Well, I don't really. That's a lie. I'm over-exaggerating, but it's been a bit, and I feel like a lot of people are going to be saying that it's been a while since Shazam's come out, and the delays kind of pushed people off of the book, like the delays pushed people off of Doomsday Clock. And I'm hoping that this doesn't become a trend. I'm hoping that after this, that Shazam will be back on schedule. I did enjoy Shazam. I'm hoping issue 7 I'll enjoy. I just hope that we don't get more delays and or even a mention of the series, ending soon. I wanna see Shazam and enjoy it. I know that Jeff Johns loves Shazam as much as he loved doing Cyborg in Teen Titans and in Justice League of America, or JLA. So I'm hoping that we're out of the delay line now. Spider-Man Velocity issue number 2, continuing the Spider-Man in the Gameverse, which I'm glad that Marvel is really embracing their Gameverse. We're going to get more of that in the future with X-Men, I believe, is next. But I've been loving Velocity because now we're away from the video game story, and now we're doing an all original, all new story for Spider-Man in the Gameverse, and I'm enjoying it, and I'm hoping that the stuff that happened during Spider-Geddon plays out here, because that Superior Spider-Man Doc Ock did something in that universe before he left with Doc Ock. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens next there. I decided to give this a try, and you should as well, because I believe it has elements that you would like. From Marvel, Strike Force issue number 1. Looks very interesting. I'm interested in the concept, and I'm interested in seeing where the book goes. I haven't read it yet. It's a first issue. 90% of the time I like to try out first issues and give them a shot. TMNT 98. Oh, it's gearing up now, ladies and gentlemen. We are gearing up. Jenica has officially joined the Turtles, and I'm really interested in seeing where that's going to go next. I'm interested in seeing where this is all building up now to issue 100, because Karai is now trying to take the foot back by force. Splinter's in a very compromised position in the last issue. And like I said, Jenica's joined the Turtles now, and everything's going on. And even Raphael's teaming now, or siding a little bit more with the Mutanimals. And what's up with that? There's a lot going on with Turtles, and it's all building and bubbling up to the 100th issue that's coming in 2 months, which I actually, again, just ordered from DCBS. I'm very excited. Transformers Galaxies, issue number 1. I've been loving Transformers, a little bit behind with them, but the cover I'm showing actually has the Constructicons. I love Devastator. Unfortunately, that cover sold out, or I would have actually bought it for that, but it's gone from Midtown, and I didn't know about it, so I didn't pre-order it anywhere. I'm looking forward to seeing what Galaxies has in store for the Transformers universe. I didn't read up on it. I didn't read the previews on it. So for me, I'm going into this series blind, but I'm going to read it and I'm going to see what it's all about. Hopefully I don't have to be caught up with what's going on in the actual main Transformers book to be able to enjoy Galaxies, because then I'll have to wait and read it after I catch up in Transformers. 2 more books. Warlords, Mars Attacks, issue number 4.
So, is this the final issue of the book?
I don't know. I just have the issue.
I mean, it's getting good. It's just that the whole different artwork with John Carter is a little bit different. But I like the whole thing that he's in the present day instead of the other years and facing off against the aliens. So, since the aliens got him captive last time when he was trying to get home with their flying saucer, which didn't work out so well, we'll see how well he gets out of this one, and we'll see what happens next as it progresses.
Yes. And finally, Wolverine Annual, issue number 1. Wolverine's back. X-Men are being revamped, and now we're getting an annual. I like the cover. I have no idea what to expect in the book, so it is connected to Axis of Evil, I believe. Let me look at the cover real quick. Cover's over here for all of you, but I want to see it here. Acts of Evil. It's connected to Acts of Evil, so if you've been getting the annuals that are connected to Acts of Evil, this connects to that little arc or little crossover / little event that's going on in all the annuals right now. I love Wolverine, so obviously I'm going to read it. That's why I'm going to read X-Force. That's why I'm going to be reading X-Men. I love Wolverine. I'm glad we got our Wolverine back. No offense to Old Man Logan, but we needed the regular aged Wolverine, and we have him back, and I'm really excited to see what comes next. I'm not too sure about the Burning Claws. I don't know if they're just going to forget that ever happened or not, but we'll see, I guess, as the story progresses in X-Men and everywhere else. Not the Wolverine's annual. It's a one-time deal with the annual. So with that, those are all the books we're reading this week. Feel free to let us know in the comments below any of the books you're reading this week. We'd love to hear from you. You're welcome to list every single book you're reading. We'll be in the comments replying to everybody's comments. Also, don't forget to check out the Celestial Falcon Kickstarter. Don't forget to check out ShootingStarUniverse.com. Link in the description below, and all the social media connected to Dark Avenger, connected to my main channel. Again, if you go to ShootingStarUniverse.com, you'll find everything and more there. Take care, everyone. Keep reading, keep collecting, and we will see you all really soon in the next video.
Hey, everybody.